In a small, humble house, nestled in a village touched by the dust of the mines, lived Omar, a man whose riches weren't in gold, but in an unshakable faith. Every sunrise, he'd kneel in his sparse yard, a whispered prayer leaving his lips. "Father, thank you for this life, for my precious family, and for the little we possess. Though I am poor, my hope rests in you. Grant me the strength to toil and the unwavering belief to persist, even when the fruits of my labor are unseen." Hour after grueling hour, Omar stood by the river, his calloused hands sifting sand and stone, his pan a silent witness to his relentless hope. Most days, only a few specks of gold shimmered, barely enough to buy the next meal. Yet a gentle smile always graced his lips, a silent hymn of gratitude to the heavens. But not everyone saw his spirit. Damien, a wealthy gold buyer with a heart as barren as the dry riverbed, often mocked Omar. "You'll never strike it rich, miner. You were born to bring me crumbs," he'd sneer, his words sharp as broken stone. Omar, however, met cruelty with kindness. "God can do the impossible," he'd softly reply, his eyes holding a quiet conviction. "I trust him." One evening, after a particularly disheartening day, Omar knelt in his tiny room, tears blurring his vision. "Lord," he pleaded with his voice thick with emotion, "I ask not for myself, but for my family. Grant us a better life and bless me with enough to care for them." That night, a dream stirred his soul. A figure, clean and glowing, appeared before him, speaking words that resonated deep within. "Omar, your faith will be rewarded. Tomorrow, go to the town square, feed the pigeons, and pray." He awoke with a pounding heart, the dream a vivid imprint on his mind. His wife, Suri, listened with wide-eyed wonder. "Perhaps," she whispered, "this is a sign. Let us follow it." The next morning, Omar walked toward the town square, a small bag of grain in hand. His path crossed with an old man, weary and hunger etched into his face. Without a moment's hesitation, Omar offered his meager food. "I have little," he said, his voice gentle, "but I can share." A grateful smile touched the old man's lips before he vanished into the bustling crowd, leaving behind a subtle echo of blessing. At the square, pigeons swirled around him, pecking at the scattered grains. Closing his eyes, Omar prayed, "Thank you, Lord. Please hear my prayer." A profound peace settled over him, a quiet joy bubbling within. Then, drawn by an inexplicable urge, Omar returned to the river. His hands, though sore, moved with patient rhythm. Hours passed until his gaze fell upon a large, peculiar rock. Something within him urged him to move it. With a surge of newfound strength, he heaved the rock aside, and there, beneath it, lay a sight that stole his breath, a colossal gold nugget gleaming with an impossible brilliance. Omar fell to his knees, tears of pure gratitude streaming down his face. "Thank you, Lord," he whispered again and again. He carefully carried his treasure home, where Suri and the children gasped in disbelief. Together, they knelt, their hearts overflowing with thanks. The very next day, Omar traveled to a larger town to sell the magnificent nugget. He shared a generous portion of his newfound wealth with the poor. With the remainder, he built a new life, starting his own gold-buying business. But unlike the callous Damien, Omar treated every miner with respect and fairness, paying them honestly for their hard-earned gold. Word of his integrity spread like wildfire, and miners flocked to him from all corners. Omar never forgot his humble beginnings. Every morning, he prayed, gave thanks, and worked with a heart full of love and fairness. He became a living testament that true wealth isn't measured in glittering gold, but in the unwavering strength of faith, the profound power of kindness, and an unyielding trust in God. Through his life, Omar proved that even the most unassuming existence, when guided by faith and compassion, can shine brighter than any treasure on earth.